coolest classic games from the 80s is a game called Q*bert. Well, we talked to the creator of Q*bert.
We're here at the Classic Gaming Exposition in Las Vegas, Nevada. I am standing with Warren Davis, who is the man that created Q*bert. So how old were you then when you got Q*bert off the ground?
I was in my early 20s.
Cool.
My early 20s. I was, barely out of school. I had one job. Actually found an ad. Gottlieb was looking for video game programmers, and I was working there the following Monday. They brought in a guy named Tim Skelly, who's also recognized as a classic game designer, and he had a track record. And he did a game for Gottlieb called Reactor.
Right.
After Reactor, they needed a follow-up, and I started to develop a game which eventually became Q*bert. Another programmer was experimenting with a visual look, and there was that hexagonal thing that looks like cubes. And
right.
I envisioned that as a pyramid because I wanted to teach myself how to program gravity and randomness. So I envisioned these balls falling down and plopping down this pyramid.
Cool.
Well, once I had that programmed, it was like, well, let's put a guy on there jumping around. Now, a graphic artist there, Jeff Lee, had designed all these characters for another game entirely, a game that he envisioned. Nobody was programming that game, and I said, well, can I borrow those characters? I took the Q*bert character, the guy with the long nose,
yeah,
put him on the pyramid, had him bouncing around. Okay, that's cool, he's avoiding the balls. Well, what next? One day I was sitting there late at night, and the vice president of engineering, Ron Waxman, is sitting behind me, breathing down my neck. And he goes, what if the colors change when he lands on him? I go, hey. It went on for about 4 or 5 months, I think it took to develop that game originally. And actually, I'll be very honest, to me, though, the squares of the pyramid were like the dots in Pac-Man. Coily, the snake that chases after you, was like the bad guys in Pac-Man. The discs that you jump on and take you to the top of the pyramid were like the tunnels.
What was it like making games in that specific time period?
Well, it was fabulous. I mean, because again, we had no rules. We were making up all the rules as we went along. The only thing anybody asked of you is that you tried to be innovative. You tried to do something new and different to grab the audience, because the audience was looking for the next new thing. They weren't looking for a copy of the last thing.